for the Philippines. But let's not forget the fact that Brunei does have the sustain with this Rafaela, does have mobility with this Rafaela as well. So it's just gonna be a matter of execution here for these two teams.
Even as we enter the laning phase, we see an early poking here on the side of Matilda, poking that Lilia and that Rafaela along with that Veil.
And taking a look at our matchups when it comes to the lane, I feel like this is gonna be the first time actually I'm seeing an Edith going up against a
Against Hylos, yeah, I agree.
Yep. But definitely Edith up against a Hylos that has the Ring of Order this early on. It's gonna be an even ball game. But you know what? In terms of the gold lane, you have the Clint and the Beatrix. It's just a matter of pokes, okay? Who can poke harder? Who can actually send the hero back to the base as fast as possible? They're gonna be winning that trade. Yep. It seems like Brunei is winning this gold lane trade actually, with the help of this Rafaela.
With the help of the Rafaela, yeah.
Yep.
And as we can see here early on, Barrett's still farming in the mid lane as Rafaela continues to support that Beatrix, their main damage dealer, as a 3-man rotation will be seen here on the side of the Philippines as Rafaela will escape. Good escape on the side of that Rafaela as Paquito still continues to go right after that buff. Matilda trying to get to that Rafaela. Paquito still focusing on that buff. Will Paquito engage in the bot lane as Lilian now engages with Matilda. Matilda going right after that. What an amazing clash. I am lost for words. Everything's just happening so fast as Paquito still tries to go right after that Barris. Disengages, and wow, both teams are now being so disciplined. Brunei really learning from the past mistakes on that first game, trying to have patience and discipline when clashing against the Philippines. Wow, I think this will be a long game.
Yeah, nice save there by Choco. It was actually supposed to be Docpin who would have been the first casualty here for the Philippines, but right now, after that reset, I feel like it's going to be Brunei taking in this turtle. A slight delay for the Philippines. Glorious pathway here for our high loss as the entire team of Brunei is here, and this is what you get if you have a Paquito. You can go on for the full aggression. Fortunately enough, there is no casualties here for the Philippines. A little bit more of a sustain this time for Brunei.
The aggression coming from that high-loss Paquito and Rafaela. Such a deadly combination. And as you mentioned, this is what you would expect if you have that Paquito core. Brunei, despite losing the first game, still not afraid to initiate those clashes early on as we approach the 3-minute mark.
3-minute mark and still no casualties here. And if you take a look at their items, it seems like, we still can't see what they're building at this point. I mean, I have an initial idea what the players are building, but definitely it's not going to look good here for Kirk. Here comes the onwards. Here comes the stuns from our Hylos. But look at the sustain and the damage output. But the first blood goes to Brunei this time.
But actually, despite that Edith dying, it bought so much time on the side of the Philippines as they try to engage here in the blue buff. Barrett's continuing to clear out the jungle from Brunei as he was able to not let this Paquito get his buff. Still actually trying to micromanage that Paquito.
You know what? I feel like Choco is going to act as a semi-tank here. I mean, the only tanky hero here is... Matilda, already with tanky items. But it's going to be Choco and Kirk here. That's going to be the tanky ones for the Philippines. So you're going to expect a lot of initiations coming in from Kirk as well as Choco. Here comes Hagility with the wombo combos from our Paquito. But unfortunately, it is going to be a Barrett you're up against. It's not going to be easy to take down as Brunei on the full aggression here on the bot side for the gold lane.
And as Brunei gets good position here in the turtle lane. They start off this turtle lane. Only Clint and Matilda here present on the side of the Philippines as they continue to burst down this lord. Who will get this turtle? I believe it will fall in the hands of Paquito as Paquito still tries to go for that Matilda. Matilda doesn't care. He believes he will... circling eagle on that Paquito to no avail. Veil going right after that Rafaela as Rafaela goes down. Matilda will go down in hand. No! Matilda was able to escape as Choco goes right after that Paquito, finishing off by Veil. What a good counter clash on the side of the Philippines despite Brunei getting that turtle. Philippines able to respawn quickly, getting double kills. So I think it was still worth it on the side of the Philippines as they maintained a 2-point K gold lead here in the 5-minute mark.
I really have to commend the position here of Rage. It's so on point. You see how he was kiting the members of Brunei, getting that double kill, also securing in that genius wand as well. Glorious Pathway here on the top side as the Philippines is still winning that trade. Right now, they have the answer to the first blood here of Brunei. Choco going to deny agility from that purple buff as they continue to push forward. And it seems like Philippines, they will be rotating to the top side as our Hylos or Yum is actually pushing forward here.
At the 5-minute mark, we are already seeing a certain Ube strategy on the side of the Philippines as 4 players rotate all together as they try to push this tier 1 tower in the top lane.
Yep, seems like a switch up here from the Philippines and Brunei when it comes to the lanes. As you can see, it's already Kirk on the bot side clearing out the waves, but he will have to deal with Yum as well as, sorry, it's Kyrian rather, and Dahl here on the bot side. Stuns are already here, but this is Kirk. This is an Edith that you're talking about. It's not going to be easy to burst this hero down.
The sustainability of that Edith by Kirk actually still even standing, taunting the side of Brunei as Matilda goes right after that Lilia and that Hylos. Hylos nowhere to go but out. And yeah, that Edith, I couldn't get over the fact that that Edith stood in front of the Matilda, of that Beatrix, and of course that Rafaela. The sustainability of their XP laner is impeccable.
Yep, if you take a look at the items that Kirk actually secured, it was the dominant side, but here comes the Glorious Pathway flicker out as well for Yum just to escape Choco and Dogman. Right now, the lanes are looking really good for the Philippines. This is slightly slower or a slower paced game than what we've seen in game number 1, which is an absolute domination, by the way. Right now, it's slightly slower, but still the Philippines, very calculated moves coming in from them.
From the first 5 minutes, that Glorious Pathway was used to initiate, but now used to escape as Edith tries to bring down that Beatrix. Beatrix will fall down in the hands of that Edith. Barrett's continuing his attack on Hylos. Hylos will be stunned by that Edith. Paquito going right after the backline. Vale will take down that Lilia as Rafael and Hylos continues to back off. Clint finishing that Paquito off. What a 3-for-none trade on the side of the Philippines as they take down the tier 1 tower in the mid lane.
The key word for the Philippines in this game number 2 is slowly but surely. And once again, you know what? The positioning here of Rage is just so on point. Like every time there's a clash, you won't notice Rage, okay? You won't notice Rage, but he's just kiting the members of Brunei. That's why the Philippines are they're able to get the kills that they want, taking down a GZ in the process as well as Kopi. I also have to commend the positioning here of Kirk, but I'll be speaking too soon. Dogman is able to escape those ultimates popped in by Brunei. Daytona's welcome.
Daytona's welcome on that Beatrix. Good initiation on the side of that Matilda with a circling eagle as they bring down the tier 2 tower in the bottom lane. Hylos continues going out that Barret. Glorious Pathway will be popped up, but Hylos will focus his damage on that Matilda. Matilda goes down, but Edith goes right after that Paquito. Will the damage be enough to take down that Paquito? Paquito will go down in the hands of Edith thanks to that damage by that Flit as Hylos will fall down as well in the side of Philippines. As you mentioned, we don't see that Vale in the map, but the good positioning of that Vale. Actually, I just get surprised that Vale pops out of nowhere and does amazing damage on the side of the Philippines. What an amazing position by that Vale.
Yeah, we haven't seen that one-hit delete Vale combo just yet in this game, but the way he's kiting the members of Brunei is just so fun to watch. He already got the Holy Crystal as well. Take a look at the damage, already chunking in Hajizi to half HP. Holy Crystal, genius one. That is enough to dish out the magic damage output that the Philippines want. And right now, it's an 8k gold lead for the Philippines. And from here on, I feel like this Edith is working so well. And if you guys are new to Mobile Legends, if you guys are new to this hero, this is a tank / marksman. Okay, gone are the days where you see Layla. Gone are the days where you see like other marksman heroes being used as tank. This is the legit tank marksman. Not the first one in the game, but definitely the newest one and the most viable one in the current meta.
as they take down the tier 2 tower in the top lane. Edith going right after that. Lilia will pop off that ult. And now Philippines will take down the tier 2 tower in the top lane, focusing their attack on that Paquito. Certainly Eagle on that Paquito. Paquito will be stunned but will escape thanks to that Rafaela. Hylos is stunned in the mid lane. What an amazing escape on the side of that Paquito. Thanks to that Rafaela as Vale tries to pop his kill on the attack. And I don't even know what's happening anymore. Philippines are so mobile. They're all over the place.
Yep, they still have this Lord as well, and right now this is another possible fast Lord's pathway here. But look at the damage coming in from Rage! It's so beautiful to watch!
You asked for that!
Yeah, I asked for that. They take down the inverter tower on the bot side as well as the mid side. Philippines, once again, not as fast of a game like what we saw earlier. It was just tower dives after tower dives, but this time Philippines a little bit more calculated, but still very on point.
You had one hit, the Ray heard you and gave you a performance with that amazing set, catching 3 players in off guard right now as Matilda tries to go for that Paquito. Barrett's reinforcing that circling eagle by that Matilda. Paquito will go down in the hands of that Barrett as what is happening? Vale going right after that Beatrix as well as that Lilia. But continuing his attack on that Rafaela. Rafaela will go down, and now the Philippines will go down. Will go for that GG push as Hylos will go down. Rafaela, the only remaining player for the side of Brunei, as the Philippines complete that GG push, securing a 2-0 sweep in this Razer Invitational Southeast Asia tournament.
My oh my, the Philippines with the statement game for this very first day. And let's take a look at the post-game results, of course, brought to you by the Razer Invitational Southeast Asia. And if you take a look at the stats, it was just Toshi. It was not just Rage. It was also Toshi,